What financial infrastructure existed in the United States before the Federal Reserve? Well, let's take a look. This is a bit tricky, as it depends on what you consider a bank and in the USA. The Bank of North America, 1781, is often considered the first bank in the US. It was chartered by the Continental Congress and operated in Philadelphia. However, this was before the Constitution was ratified, so technically during the period when the Articles of Confederation governed the US. Knowing the previous information, the first Bank of the United States, established in 1791, was created to handle war debt and create a standard form of currency. It also operated in Philadelphia. This is likely what most people think of as the first U.S. bank. Chartered by Congress and supported by Alexander Hamilton, it faced opposition from Thomas Jefferson and James Madison. Ultimately, its charter was not renewed, leading to its closure. Then came the Second Bank of the United States in 1816, aimed at stabilizing currency post-war of 1812. It was chartered by Congress but faced opposition from Andrew Jackson. Jackson's veto of the recharter led to its demise. Next, the independent treasury system was established in 1846 to hold public funds independently of private banks. Created under President Martin Van Buren, it provided a decentralized approach to managing federal funds. The national banking system, established by the National Banking Acts between 1863 and 1913, created a system of national banks and a uniform national currency. This system sought to eliminate state bank notes and instability, preceded by the issuance of greenbacks during the Civil War. Clearinghouses were local associations of banks to manage check clearing and settlements, providing a collaborative approach to managing liquidity. State banking systems were predominantly unregulated until the National Banking Acts, issuing their own currency backed by state-chartered banks. These varied greatly in stability and reliability. Private banks and investment firms played significant roles in funding infrastructure and expansion, with prominent families and firms such as the Rothschilds and J.P. Morgan making notable contributions. The Panic of 1907 highlighted the instability and lack of a central bank, leading to the creation of the Aldrich-Vreeland Act and setting the stage for the establishment of the Federal Reserve in 1913. The Aldrich-Vreeland Act, while a temporary measure, had a lasting impact by addressing immediate needs during the Panic of 1907 and laying the foundation for the Federal Reserve System. Its legacy continues to influence how we manage financial crises and maintain stability in the banking system. In the grand tapestry of American financial history, the establishment of the Federal Reserve in 1913 often stands as a pivotal moment, heralding a new era of centralized monetary policy and modern banking. However, the narrative often overlooks the rich tapestry of financial infrastructure that existed prior to the Fed's inception. To truly appreciate the evolution of America's financial system, we must delve into the bygone era when the nation navigated its economic challenges with a patchwork of institutions and innovations that laid the groundwork for today's economic landscape. The early days, a fragile financial foundation. In the aftermath of the American Revolution, the fledgling nation faced the daunting task of establishing a stable financial system. With no central bank to steer the monetary ship, the United States relied on a decentralized network of state-chartered banks. These institutions issued their own banknotes, leading to a mosaic of currencies that varied widely in value and reliability. This system, while innovative, was fraught with challenges, as the lack of a uniform national currency often led to confusion and economic instability. The first and second banks of the United States, a bold experiment. To address these challenges, the federal government chartered the First Bank of the United States in 1791. This institution, akin to a central bank, was designed to stabilize the nation's currency, manage government funds, and provide loans to spur economic growth. Despite its successes, the first bank faced political opposition, and its charter was not renewed in 1811. In response to ongoing financial instability, the Second Bank of the United States was established in 1816. This institution played a crucial role in regulating state banks and ensuring a more uniform currency. However, it too succumbed to political pressures, with President Andrew Jackson's vehement opposition leading to its demise in 1836. The absence of a central bank once again left the nation vulnerable to economic fluctuations. The Civil War ushered in a new chapter in American finance with the National Banking Acts of 1863 and 1864. These acts aimed to create a system of nationally chartered banks that issued a standardized national currency backed by government bonds. This period marked significant progress in creating a more cohesive financial system, yet it was not without its flaws. The lack of a central regulatory authority meant that banks were still prone to runs and panics, underscoring the need for a more robust infrastructure. In the absence of a central bank, private clearinghouses emerged as informal stability agents. These organizations facilitated the settlement of interbank transactions and provided emergency liquidity during times of financial stress. While not a substitute for a central bank, clearinghouses played a crucial role in maintaining financial stability, showcasing the ingenuity of the private sector in addressing systemic vulnerabilities. Reflecting on the pre-Federal Reserve era reveals a dynamic period of experimentation and adaptation. The early financial infrastructure of the United States, though imperfect and fragmented, laid the foundation for the modern system we know today. As we navigate the complexities of contemporary monetary policy, it is essential to appreciate the historical underpinnings that have shaped our financial institutions. By understanding the past, we are better equipped to forge a resilient and innovative financial future. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, consider subscribing to the channel.